Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Proct, and today I'll be presenting information and several key points regarding the consumption of fermented food. So what is fermented food? Fermented food are fresh foods, usually vegetables and some fruits, that have been through a process of lactose fermentation, in which natural bacteria feed off the sugar and starch in these fresh foods to create lactic acid. This process preserves the food and produces beneficial enzymes, B vitamins, and various strains of probiotics. Now, why are fermented foods good for you and important to you? Well, they can, and how do they benefit you? Well, that come in two parts. They can benefit you health-wise and monetarily. First, starting off with the health benefits, when you consume fermented foods, you put them into your diet, there's the probiotics that are introduced. And these probiotics boost the bacteria that's already in your naturally in your digestive system through boosting bowel health, aiding in overall digestion, increasing metabolism, and helping boost your immunity. It's shown that the introduction of these probiotics has helped the fight against the common cold and flu. A second health benefit of introducing fermented food into your diet is better absorption. The enzymes in fermented food allow you to get more bang for your buck out of the other food that you're already eating in your diet. The introduction of these enzymes has shown to allow your body better absorption of the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals in other foods that you're already eating. Also, these enzymes can be very good for sensitive stomachs, or and the flavor of fermented foods can be good for fussy eaters. Now, those were the health benefits. Taking a look at the monetary benefits of fermented foods, it's very budget-friendly. It's very budget-friendly to ferment your own food at home. It's very inexpensive. Startup costs are low. You can do something as simple as ceramic vessels such as this, very easy to pick up at a thrift store or at a garage sale, rather inexpensive. Or even in the higher end, something like this, a glass vessel with a plastic valve on top, specifically made for fermenting food, only comes in at $35–40 at retail price. And then last but not least, you have something as simple as a mason jar can be used to ferment food at home, and a very easy way to preserve food as well. And most of us usually have some of those sitting around in storage. So very, very low startup cost and very budget-friendly to continue the fermentation process at home. A second monetary benefit of fermented food is food preservation. The fermentation process, as mentioned before, creates that lactic acid, which allows fresh food to be preserved much longer. Most fresh foods are bought in bulk because it's more expensive that way, but that increases the chance of spoilage before you have the opportunity to eat it. And fresh foods have a very low shelf life. It's simply the way it is. Fermenting your foods significantly increases the shelf life of those fresh foods from maybe a week, week and a half, to several weeks, up to a couple months, while also maintaining the nutritional value of those foods, and if not enhancing those foods through the introduction of enzymes and probiotics. Now, in conclusion, fermented foods, one way to look at fermented foods at least, is they're a middle ground. You have fresh foods, which are harder to digest, they're expensive, and they risk waste due to short shelf life. Whereas foods that are very preserved and are very handled quite a bit, specifically like canning, where they're heated up, lower nutritional value but higher shelf life. Fermented foods are that nice middle ground where you have the freshness, the nutritional value, combined with a longer shelf life. So overall, cultures around the world have been fermenting foods all the time. In Germany, you have sauerkraut. In South Korea, you have kimchi. It's the old-fashioned way of doing things that we have gotten away from as a society. So as you go forward, next time you think about buying canned goods, maybe take the opportunity, look in the closet, see if you got some mason jars lying around. Maybe take the opportunity to ferment your own foods to help yourself out. Thank you for your time.